Welcome everyone, it's Unstoppable Steletsy with yet another Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition casting game. This time we got the classic American Revolution and War of 1812, so on this side British, other side we got the United States. These should be a very interesting match, you know. The infamous manor booming civ that gets lots of free settlers against US and their endless possibilities with each state. Before we get started, let's check out the map. They're going to be playing on Colorado. Yeah, I know this map so well that I even remember the name of it. I remember playing this map a lot in Wars of Liberty. Also a lot on the D ranked ladder. It's very fun, you know, you got this trade route that acts like reverse S. They get one trading post usually that you can gather onto very easily. The ones in the center though become a little bit more complex. And then your hunts are a little bit more spaced out after you get the initial one, so you do have to be a bit careful with the economy. Let's get started and see how they do here. British. Lots and lots of free settlers. Every time they build a manor house, which is a little bit more expensive than a standard house, they get a free settler from it. Very powerful stuff, you know. They also get some pretty good musketeers and hussars with royal guard as well as some good upgrade cards. Also the Grenadiers are not half bad either. See, we already see a manor house going up. This is going to be one free villi. And in fact, in Definitive Edition, the British get enough wood to make 2 manor houses at the start, so 2 free villies. Boy, is that something scary, you know? British being 2 settlers ahead of the United States. That could make a big difference, potentially, you know? In a lot of situations, and depending on how they handle their Age 2 transition, if they do a lot of wood chopping, they could really exploit that settler gap even more. As for the United States, they are a very interesting civ. They age up with states instead of politicians. Each state will give you 2 new cards to your deck. Don't be fooled by United States decks like this, you know, 21 card deck that looks kinda weak, but in each age up, it's gonna add up over time all the way to the Imperial Age when they'll have about 29 cards, which is more than a standard deck. Of course, Shaman goes with German Cowboys. He loves his outlaws, you know. He always goes with an outlaw deck. This is a common Shaman thing. Starts out with capitalism to get that coin trickle, followed by Dutch immigrants to get a bank wagon and bear mining for even more coin, followed by advanced saloon, which lets you build multiple saloons to make those outlaws from, and also you gain more coin trickle since of course saloons trickle a bit of coin as well. Shaman already has the first trading post on the backwards S. Let's see if he goes for the one up here or not. If he's really sneaky, maybe even this one. Who knows? You know, Colorado is one of those interesting maps in terms of the trade route. You got a lot of possibilities in terms of capture and stuff. Ah, fighting a bear. That's where that little circle came from. What's this? 120 XP? That's not good. United States is you get the Dutch. Well, they don't quite have the coin for the Dutch immigrants yet, so maybe they're gonna pick up advanced saloon first, it looks like, and then they can pick up Dutch immigrants later to get that coin trickle. As for British, they're aging up with the Philosopher Prince for food. Kind of an interesting idea. I guess sort of the idea is you're going to be using your settlers to chop wood for the manor houses, so you can use that food from the Philosopher Prince to either go for a fast fortress or to jumpstart your food stockpile to make musketeers or hussars upon age 2. Let's see what they go with exactly here. Yeah, US is already getting towards their 3rd shipment, which is probably going to be Dutch immigrants for the bank. I'd bank on that for sure. Yeah, I'd certainly bank on the bank coming in. And what's the age up? Pennsylvania, of course. They get the ability to get several nice technologies from their meeting house with that. One of them being a medium coin trickle. So even more coin. Even more coin. You know, when you didn't think that the United States had enough coin to make outlaws with, that's going to get them even more coin. Yeah, Dutch immigrants coming out now. This is going to make a big difference in their ability to pump out outlaws. Especially with multiple saloons also offering their coin trickles and the coin trickles from the cards and technologies. That's how good the United States are at outlaw production and mercenary production in general, since of course mercenaries also cost just coin. And in particular, this Scottish Immigrants card is really good for that, since, you know, it adds, basically adds Highlanders depending on how many meeting houses, saloons, and train posts you have. Alright, so we see the first saloon coming up over here. This is going to grant them some coin through the trickle. Oh, and Wolf. You know, Wolf's man's best friend. Not really good for coin economy, but I guess it's still alright. Interesting. So we do see Arkansas's post, so 3 TPs are coming. It looks like. These could also become meeting houses or saloons or markets. Yeah, this is pretty good, you know. This is pretty good. I think honestly what we're going to see is more saloons thanks to advanced saloons, bringing the build limit up. We do see the gunslingers coming out right now. These gunslingers are a very powerful version of the pistolero. Basically they have a charge attack that lets them fire multiple shots in succession, like 3 shots instead of 1 through their revolver. Pretty good unit. That combined with some supporting Minutemen, that's going to really help out in an initial push. And also to defend the base from any potential British aggression. Which, is there going to be any British aggression? Yeah, 2 Hussars. This is aggressive. Is it going to pay off though? It's already paid off. One something dead. It's already paid off. Oh wow, look at that quick draw of the gunslingers. They just peppered that Hussar with bullets till it fell in the grass. Oh, very nice indeed. So we see musketeers as well. Are those shipped musketeers? Yes, those are shipped. Right, and it looks like it's just going to be a stable for now. We could see a barracks coming up as well soon. Yeah, that Hussar should be able to help with the treasure guardians a bit, since it doesn't really have much of a bear purpose at this point, now that it's blazed dead.
Yes.
Got more Hussars, so it's going to be a lot of long distance raiding for now. Ah, an artillery foundry. Does this mean we're going to see Grenadiers perhaps? Well, I don't think so. I think it's going to be for later on to make some falconets possibly. I don't really see a lot of Grenadier upgrade cards here at all. So, yeah, it's looking more like a later setup for falconets. Oh, but then the United States, of course, is going to try to do some fighting of their own here. They already have about 10 gunslingers, of which are going to do some severe damage when they come with their initial shot.
Yes.
Also, some Minutemen behind them slowly losing their HP.
What is your command?
Well, it doesn't look like they're losing all their HP.
What is your command?
It's like they captured about 101, it looks like. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, gunslingers, you better start shooting right now. Hopefully you got a bullet for all of them. I had to say that line from Age of the World, they're Cowboys. Right now, they're going to be forced into a bit of a pistol whipping competition against these Hussars. Who knew that pistol whipping did that much damage to a horse? Yeah, they lost a Hussar in that. But, oh wait a minute, Grenadiers are coming out. Wow. We are seeing some Grenadiers here. I did not expect that. I thought they were going to use that for falconets upon going Fortress Age. Looks like it's going to be more of an all-in H2 strategy for the British at this point. Oh, here comes those Scottish immigrants. Gained about 6 Highlanders because he has about 3 saloons, 2 meeting houses, and a trading post, enabling him to get 1 Highlander for each one of those things.
Yes.
Also some sharpshooters from the meeting house technology you get from Pennsylvania, and their Philadelphia Convention card. That's what unlocks those technologies, including that coin trickle I talked about earlier.
What is your command?
Alright, so some later game skirmishers, some mercenary musketeers. That's looking like a serious threat to the British at this point. They're going to have to get a pretty big mass of stuff to be able to deal with that. Right now it looks like Horse Grenadier is going to be the plan for the British. I can't speak of how effective that's going to be though, since, you know, these are not Wars of Liberty Grenadiers by any means, so could be pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, I think technically Grenadiers indeed are better than the Asian Dynasties ones, but I don't think they're as good as the Wars of Liberty ones that show up because their multipliers can be a little bit weakening against certain things. In particular, all their malice against the cavalry units and the artillery. Yeah, here comes the Grenadier and Hussar army here with some musketeers to support them. Shipping in some wood as well. That could be helpful to make even more manors to get the British economy even higher at this point.
Yes.
Yeah, they have about 32 settlers already. They could really use some more manors to keep that going. Especially since all the food appears to be going into either Grenadiers or Hussars at this point to keep the pressure up. So you're going to want to turn these Grenadiers around now and deal with this. You got to get rid of those Minutemen. Those Minutemen actually have multipliers against your Grenadiers since they are considered a siege unit tag. Alright, so get a grenade toss into here. Right into their... Are they reaching deep enough? Well, the thing is the Highlanders have so much HP and attack. They can really hold their own for a while here. Finally, some sharpshooters and carbine cavalry coming in to support them. The carbine cavalry are going to be pretty good in this circumstance since they are a light cavalry unit. And British have not gotten any sort of like longbowmen or rangers yet, so these light cavalry are going to have a bit of immunity here, I think, and be able to deal out some serious range damage. Especially considering these carbine cavalry deal some pretty devastating shots in rapid succession of each other. Oh, Gatling guns. Oh, this is going to be a game changer. Don't you just love that card from the United States? 3 Gatling guns initially, followed by 2, 1, and then it resets again. It's one of the best infinite cards you could think of, really, you know? Lots and lots of machine guns in a game set during the colonial period. Y'all love that, right? Yeah, everybody else is getting Falcons, you're getting machine guns. I think that's a lot better if you ask me, you know. I'd rather have the machine guns myself. Oh, Russian, what's the card name again? Russian American Company. Yeah, this gives you some blockhouses. It also buffs up the hunting rate as well, which is going to let the United States keep up with their food economy and settler production while they're doing all these outlaws, which is now going to be switched over to the owl shoots. The owl shoots are more like a renegado. You know, they have multipliers against heavy infantry, against light cavalry. They're more like a skirmisher. But keep in mind, though, they do have a charge attack, the buckshot, which is going to be sort of like a shotgun and deal a bit of splash. So you might see them act a bit more effectively than your standard renegado type of outlaw. Here they come right now. what's the British plan at this point? I mean, I see about 5 Hussars here. I also see Grenadiers queuing. Oh, we're seeing a queue of Musketeers in the barracks. Right. The blockhouses are going to probably go center map here at this point. You know, you effectively choke off the British from raiding directly in this direction. Now British have to sort of loop around the whole S trade route to do raiding now, which saves you some time and gives you more time to face the British head on without too much worries at home. Also, United States planting their inspiring flag here to boost the unit stats. Very good idea, especially since that's a choke point and it's going to be easier to group up. Well, GG, you know. Yeah, I mean, you could tell from the score here that United States was like 6k points ahead. And of course, you got British here trying to compensate with upgradeless Grenadiers. Yeah, that's kind of a bad situation for anyone to deal with. As far as post-game is concerned, British still had the resource advantage because of that mana boom. But when you look at military, well, the kills are even the same, it looks like. But what made the most difference is technology. It was the United States that reached the Fortress Age. It was the United States that was able to get some really good upgrades going and some good numbers on their outlaws. And that in turn gave them what they needed to win. I hope you enjoyed that one. I certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. And by the way, this was a Royal Clan one, just so you know. I've been going back and forth between ones people have sent me from the channel as well as ones from the Royal Clan. This is a Royal Clan one by Shaman. And generally ones by Shaman are going to be Royal Clan, just so you're aware. Yep, see you for the next one. I'm going to be very happy to bring you additional ones. Signing off now from this one. Adios amigos. Or gringos, which was in this game.